Next up on Copycat.com, Panera's baked potato soup. Hello everyone, this is Stephanie Manley with Copycat.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make Panera's baked potato soup. I hope you appreciate this recipe as much as I do. This is a delicious baked potato soup. Now you might wonder why this soup is so good. This soup is so good because it is rich, thick, it's full of little chunks of potatoes. It's got little bits of perfectly cooked and softened white onions, a little touch of garlic, and a little smokiness from bacon. So this is a wonderful soup. It's great for a hearty lunch or even a light dinner. Now making the soup is very, very easy to do because the ingredients are very, very simple. I only have one ingredient that you may need to go buy, and that ingredient is called soup base. Now you can find soup base sold in your grocery store. It's sold right next to the bouillon cubes that you're so familiar with. Now what makes the soup base so good is that it has all the flavor. In fact, it has more flavor than a bouillon cube and some less salt. So it's perfect to layer in to a soup recipe. Now some people like to take this soup base and turn it into chicken stock or whatever type of stock it is. It comes in all sorts of different flavors. I've seen it in chicken, beef, mushroom, vegetable, seafood stock. It's a wonderful ingredient to try. This is just one brand of them. So we're also going to use low sodium chicken stock. Now I like to start with a low sodium chicken stock simply because by the time we add in the soup base and a little bit of smoky bacon in there, some people do find that the soup can get a little salty. So start with a low sodium chicken stock if you don't have any homemade on hand. Then we are going to need potatoes. So I like to use russet potatoes for this recipe. Those are your ordinary, inexpensive potatoes that you're going to find in your grocery store. But I know things are kind of hard to find right now. So I think Yukon Gold will also work very, very well. Now this recipe has onions in it. Now for this recipe, I like to use white onions. I think that gives a good flavor and a bit of sweetness to it. But if you only have yellow onions on hand or a sweet onion like a 1015 or Vidalia, you can use those as well. So some of the other ingredients in this recipe is some fresh garlic. We're also going to use salt, pepper, flour, butter, and a little bit of cream cheese. The cream cheese kind of really pulls the soup together. So now let's talk about how we're going to make the soup. So you're going to get your potatoes, you're going to peel them, wash them, cut them into small cubes. Now one way we're going to get a lot of flavor out of this is we're going to cook our potatoes inside of the chicken stock. So get yourself a pot, put your potatoes in, and then add in your chicken stock and your soup base, heat it up, put it on the stove, and cook your potatoes. Now while your potatoes are cooking, we are going to make the rich, creamy base of the soup. So chop up your onions and garlic, grab a large pot because this is the pot that we're going to finish the soup in, and add your butter, saute your onions and your garlic until they are translucent. Then we're going to add in some flour. We're now making a roux to help thicken up the sauce. So we are going to kind of stir this over about medium to low heat, and cook it until it becomes fragrant like pie crust. It's important that we make sure the flour cooks completely because if not, the soup's going to taste like raw flour. So again, cook it until the flour smells very fragrant. By now your potatoes are probably done. Stick a fork in them, and if the fork goes through the potato easily, you know the potato's done. Don't drain the water. We are going to add in the stock and the potatoes a cup at a time. So grab yourself a cup, put it in the soup, give it a stir, and you're going to do this in like at least 4 increments, and then stir it each time, and then finally stick in the rest of the stock in the soup. We're going to put in the cream cheese. Now the cream cheese adds a nice tang to it. It adds a wonderful velvety texture and really helps pull the soup together. So add in your cream cheese, your bacon bits, and your chives, and give it a stir. So now your soup is practically done. I want you to give it a taste and adjust it with salt and pepper so you get it to where you want the seasoning. All right, what's next? We need to try the soup. Now, the one thing that I love the most about making a baked potato soup at home, especially like this Panera baked potato soup, is you can top it with whatever you like. At home, sometimes I put on sour cream, some green onion slices or scallions, whatever you want to call them. Then I'll add on some freshly grated cheddar cheese and perhaps even some more bacon bits. You do you, you top it with whatever you like. So let's go ahead and give this soup a try. This is a really nice, rich, and thick soup, so it's going to be perfect to warm up with, or again, when you want a hearty lunch or maybe a lighter dinner. All right, so let me grab a bite. What do I like about this soup? I love the smokiness of the bacon. This soup has a lot of flavor since we layered the chicken stock and the chicken soup base in there. We also added a couple layers of onion. We added an onion layer and some chives. So this soup has a really nice balance to it, especially with that cream cheese. It's got a little bit of tang to it. All right, so we're gonna rate this Copycat recipe on how close it is to the restaurant or how good it is in general. I think if you stuck down a bowl of Panera soup and this homemade version, if you weren't trying to shoot for the Panera bread, I think you'd probably like the homemade version just a little bit more. It's made fresher. You've seasoned it to your personal taste, so you've customized it a little bit. So head to head, probably the homemade's gonna win, but how close is it to the original? It's very, very close. I would give it a 9 out of 10. And why would I do that? I think that their ingredients are very simple. It's very easy to duplicate the recipe. The only portion where I think we might be a little bit off on is their bacon. I don't know what type of bacon that they use, so I just grab, honestly, I buy my bacon bits in bulk at either Costco, or if I don't need that many, I'll just grab the store brand at Kroger or H-E-B, where I live here in Texas. So we might be just a little bit off there, and I think the soup can be a little less salty. So we're off just a little bit there. But again, this one is easy to copycat. I think that you can get a 9 out of 10 and everyone's gonna love your soup. So do me a favor, if you've watched this video completely at this point, drop me a comment down below. Let me know what recipe you'd like to see next. I'd love to hear from you. And also, if you haven't subscribed already, be sure to subscribe so you can see the next recipe as soon as it comes out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, don't go. I've got a couple more Copycat recipes for you right here.